To get more on this, I'm joined by Mariana Budjeryn. She is a research associate and the project on managing the atom at the Harvard Kennedy School Belfer Center. And I thank you for being with us this evening. And given your expertise, how concerning is it right now that Russia isn't even agreeing to an exclusion zone around these nuclear plants in Ukraine? What kinds of risks are we looking at here?
Well, Paula, it is extremely concerning. These are very high security facilities. They require specially trained personnel to operate them. There are very, very rigorous safety and security protocols that need to be executed at all times. And we really don't know how this operation is going to happen under the military administration, under the military command. We know the Ukrainian nuclear operator, Energoatom, had informed the IAEA that the personnel and the management of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant were told to report directly to this military occupying force that yes, a new shift of workers were allowed to come in after the shelling, after the power plant was taken over. The previous shift had worked there for almost 24 hours under the shelling. This is extremely dangerous. We can imagine as these people who are operating, a radioactive, a nuclear facility, and they're working under duress. And not only that, they are clearly concerned about the safety and well-being of their families that live in the town nearby, in Enerhodar. I mean, most of the town is the actual, families and the workers of the power plant themselves.
Yeah, you make such a good point there that this is under duress, literally, but also the fact that, as you said, they are worried themselves, not just about their safety, but the families they aren't seeing. I mean, you also point out, though, that despite all these risks, there are safeguards, and some of these plants, all of them, in fact, are built with redundancies built in and those safeguards. What are some of them?
So in the condition of a shelling or some kind of explosions, the nuclear reactor is protected by a very robust reinforced concrete shelter, a confinement chamber, so-called. And then, of course, there are cooling systems in operation to keep the reactor running safely and smoothly. There's a water that's supposed to be pumped into the reactor at all times. That water supply depends on pumps. Pumps depend on electricity. Should the main electricity grid go out, there'd be a power outage. There are redundancy systems like the diesel generators. So yes, of course, these facilities are designed to be robust, to be safe, and to be secure. These protocols are constantly updated in cooperation with the IAEA and its safeguards regime. But of course, Paula, none of these have been designed with the view of a full-scale military operation. That is unprecedented in history.
You have ties to Ukraine, you studied there. I don't have a lot of time, but can you speak to the dedication of the Ukrainians that are likely safeguarding these plants right now?
I mean, these people are true heroes, right? Because it's not only the safety and security of their facility or even of their country. We know that a nuclear accident anywhere is a nuclear accident everywhere. We've lived through Chernobyl and we lived through Fukushima Daiichi accidents. We know the impact that takes, and the impact could go well beyond the borders. So these people are really doing an incredible job under very difficult conditions for the sake not only of their countrymen, but for the region and who knows, maybe the world.
Yeah, scary days ahead, and we certainly hope those negotiations lead to more safeguards for all those nuclear power plants. Mariana Budjeryn, thank you so much. Really appreciate your expertise.